see this. You can stop it, Rob, right there. And then the whole NBA reacts to it. And yesterday on First Take, there was this lady on First Take yesterday upset with the fact that Stephen A. Smith hasn't been talking about WNBA enough for the last few years. And she's calling him out, and it got pretty nasty.
Caitlin Clark's incredible feat accomplished the unimaginable in a world where sports are more than just a game. Reactions to it have been so intense that they are not limited to the basketball court. It should come as no surprise that popular businessman and opinionated host of the Valuetainment podcast, Patrick Bet-David, was unable to control his excitement and indignation at the circumstances.
Talking about them maximizing their great potential. And because we bring that up and talk about what potentially might get in their way, which we do to men all the time, now we got to sit up here and watch every syllable. I resent that, and I'll leave it at that.
All right, so let me, I know we got to go to break.
The Humba, as if the show weren't massive enough. Indeed. The circumstance caused the Anba to have a full-blown tantrum. It's a narrative of unbridled talent, contrasting feelings, intense rivalries, and a confrontation between conventional sports pundits and the delicate realm of women's basketball.
Wow. Keep going. The winner. Hey, we're just here for the GOAT. Can't wait to see you live. We are so good.
Let us first discuss Caitlin Clark, the basketball player who was generating media attention even prior to the recent occurrence. Acclaimed for her accurate shooting, basketball acumen, and capacity to manage the game's pace, Clark has been heralded as the upcoming phenomenon in women's hoop buying. After a string of incredible performances, her most recent match practically took the sports world by storm. Clark's performance was anything but a routine game. She was the epitome of basketball brilliance. She stunned critics and admirers alike by shattering records and going against the grain. Clark's performance was nothing short of a revelation for those who saw it. A poignant reminder of the reasons basketball is among the most popular sports in the world. She wasn't just having fun. She was directing and arranging the court with the precision of a conductor leading an orchestra.
Clark. Indiana has not missed in this second quarter. 8 for 8. Clark weaving her way through. It's 9 for 9 now for the Fever.
Now, let's get Patrick. Bet-David, a man who doesn't back down from a fight or sugarcoat his remarks. Bet-David responded to Clark's game with lightning speed. He was ecstatic rather than just amazed, a feeling that quickly proliferated on social media. His take on the match went beyond merely praising Clark's ability. He also attacked the WNBA for its misguided ideals and hypocrisy. Bet-David contended that the ANBA chose to downplay Clark's accomplishment in order to forward their own narrative, as opposed to acknowledging it as a significant turning point for women's sports. He believed that the WNBA's response, or rather overreaction, was a sign of a more serious issue within the company. He charged them with putting political correctness and their public image ahead of true aptitude and performance.
But okay, well, first of all, okay, she's talking all that trash. Could you imagine if it was reverse racist? If that was a white girl,
white supremacy,
a black rookie, what would have happened?
White supremacy.
Pat McAfee, Pat McAfee yesterday called Caitlin a white bitch.
That's right.
He said.
Do you have that clip, Rob?
Yeah, why are you looking it up? He said what?
But it was in a different context.
So, what exactly did the NBA do to make Bet-David react so strongly? Rumors and other posts on social media suggest that the NBA was not happy with the overwhelming attention that Clark was getting. Some inside the organization felt that Clark was unfairly the center of attention, overshadowing the NBA players and the league itself, rather than appreciating the increased focus on women's basketball. ANBA representatives responded with a series of words and deeds that many, including Bet-David, interpreted as a tantrum in response to this alleged neglect. Rather than embracing Clark's triumph as a success for women's basketball as a whole, the NBA seemed more interested in maintaining narrative control and star power.
He said what the WNBA currently has is what we like to describe as a cash cow. There's a superstar. He said, and this is what he said, hold on a second. I would like the media. This rookie class.
Go ahead and play the clip.
Go ahead,
He's
Rob.
got it.
Bet David offered candid critique. He implied that the WMEA's response was incompetent and petty. He feels the ANBA is missing a great chance to encourage young ladies to play basketball and to promote the game by not recognizing Clark's achievement. The WNBA's actions were seen as discriminatory and self-serving rather than inclusive and motivating. Keep in mind the WNBA's intense rivalries to fully comprehend the league's response. Like any other major sports league, the ANBA is driven by rivalry, both between teams and between players. Although these rivalries are good for the popularity of sports and fan involvement, they may also make it tough for any fresh talent that challenges the established quo to succeed.
WNBA currently is what we like to describe as a cash cow. There is a superstar. And we're not saying that the players on the court need to act any differently. That's the athletes are going to do what athletes are going to do in any sport. And I think we're all learning that WNBA, that's old school football, baby.
Yeah, dog.
That is
Bar rivalries are among the strongest out there. Heavy rivalries between teams like the Los Angeles Sparks and Minnesota Lynx, or the Phoenix Mercury and Seattle Storm, often go beyond the court. Years of rivalry, iconic players, and memorable moments that have shaped the league are the gasoline that drives these rivalries. When a young athlete like Caitlin Clark starts to outperform these seasoned groups and individuals in this kind of environment, it can cause a spectrum of feelings. Prominent Bomba athletes such as Sue Bird, Candace Parker, and Diana Taurasi are more than just athletes. They are idols of sports. Their legacies are established through years of dedication and perseverance. Caitlin Clark's quick ascent to prominence in women's basketball could be seen by the ANBA, which has put in a great deal of effort to highlight these players and their teams as a disruption to the narrative that the league has painstakingly constructed.
We have to hear people say that we only like her because she's white. And she's the only popular because the rest of the rookie class is doing what they're doing. Well, that's a bunch of bullshit. And we think the WNBA, more specifically, their refs need to stop trying to screw her over at every single turn. What you have is somebody special.
You can pause it
and
right
we're
there,
lucky.
Rob. She is special. She's electric.
The reason for the WNEA's lackluster response to Clark's record-breaking performance could be attributed to this rivalry-driven mindset. Clark's quick ascent could be seen as a threat to the status quo in a league where players are fighting for the same attention, which would explain the defensive, even antagonistic mindset that Bet David decried. The discussion around Caitlin Clark's performance and the WNBA's response highlights a more significant problem in the realm of women's sports: the fight for acceptance and dignity. Even though women's sports have gained a lot of attention and sponsorship recently, there are still a lot of issues.
Record breaking, and I hate this. Guys, they always go to freaking race because she's white. No, she's nasty. The same thing with Eminem when you see people that are like, I'm not going to put him in the top 10. What are you, nuts? Eminem, I don't give a shit about his color. He is nasty lyrically. So you can't, again with the race situation, it's like, by the way, this girl has pumped life into the WNBA, which nobody was talking.
The capacity to downplay individual achievements in favor of elevating the group or league as a whole is one of the main issues. In any activity, teamwork is undoubtedly essential, but individual success should also be recognized and celebrated. This was well demonstrated by Clark's performance, but the WNBA's response suggested that they were more interested in managing the story than in celebrating her success. This is not an uncommon occurrence. Activities for women have often been held to a lower standard than activities for males. Female athletes are often held to a distinct set of standards, with a focus on the team rather than the individual, while male athletes are usually recognized for their individual achievements and star power.
Draft of last year, was it last year?
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese was talking crap about her. She's like, it's not just her. What about me? The most selfish interview. You have that one, Rob? I think I might have sent it to you. I actually did. She's pissed off because she's like, it's not just about one player. It's about me too.
Patrick Bet David's reaction to the WNBA's outburst has sparked an argument. He is seen by some as a voice of reason, unafraid to call out hypocrisy and misplaced priorities in the sports industry. Others, on the other hand, view him as a provocateur, someone who is more interested in igniting a debate and creating controversy than in offering helpful criticism.
It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role.
Whatever one's thoughts on Bet David's theories, there's no denying that he makes a good point about how individual achievement in women's sports has to be given more recognition. It was historic, and Clark's performance should have been recognized rather than eclipsed by internal politics.
Called the WNBA is not profitable. They don't make money. They've never made money. They're fully subsidized by their daddy, the NBA. The NBA generates $10 billion a year, and they basically give tzedakah or tithing to the WNBA. They say, all right,
Bet David's indignant reply brings up important points about how sports organizations should support and promote their athletes. Is it better to emphasize the team or the individual? How can organizations reconcile the promotion of the sport in its entirety with the acknowledgement and celebration of individual accomplishments? These are wider issues in the sports industry, not just limited to the particular case of Caitlin Clark and the ANBA.
shoving Caitlin Clark down people's throats because she's a cash cow. Great, they're gonna market the hell out of this white chick. That's whatever she is, she puts the ball in the hole. But don't get it twisted. Nobody cares about the WNBA. Nobody watches WNBA. I challenge any one of you to name 5 players who play in the WNBA.
I don't know the 5 teams.
There you go.
There are several important lessons to be learned about the sports industry from the controversy surrounding Caitlin Clark's game and the WNBA's response. Above all, it emphasizes how important it is to recognize and value individual achievements, especially in women's sports. Although it's important to promote sports in general, individual athletes' efforts shouldn't be overlooked.
Now and then, you know, these wonderful athletes that are also have these sparkling personalities cause you to be interested in a sport you wouldn't normally be interested in. Why can't we celebrate the achievement of an athlete rather than saying, oh, this is going to come and go, says Adam, because the WNBA, you know, is losing money.
Second, the WNBA's response serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of controlling the narrative too much. Social media has made it possible for fans and experts like Patrick Bet-David to freely express their opinions. But organizations still need to be cautious about appearing overly controlling or contemptuous of individual accomplishment. Lastly, the occasion highlights the ongoing problems with equal respect and acknowledgement for women's athletics. Even if there has been progress, there is still a long way to go, and instances such as this one show that more work has to be done to alter people's perspectives and attitudes.
You women out there, y'all petty, man. Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlin Clark. Y'all petty, girls. I expect men to be petty because we're the most insecure group in the world.
Yeah, you are.
Y'all should be thanking that girl for getting y'all ass private charge.
Though opinions on the matter differ, one thing is certain. What makes sports so fascinating are instances of individual genius like Clark's performance. Regardless of gender, they inspire, excite, and serve as a reminder of the enormous potential of athletics. We must never stop appreciating these moments and the people who make them possible as the sports world changes. What are your thoughts on the WNBA's position then? Please share your thoughts with me in the comments section. If this was enjoyable, kindly click the like button. Thanks for watching.